Today I want to discuss the number one question that I'm asked about RVs, and that question is, what is my RV worth? There's a lot of questions that need to be answered before putting a value on an RV. I sell a lot of RVs, and I always go back to the three-legged stool approach. There's three main things to consider when you sell your RV, and those are the condition of the RV, the price of the RV, and the marketing of the RV. Time and again, when those three things get in line, the RV is going to sell. The problem people have is putting a value on the RV in the first place. Too many people decide a price on how much they owe or what someone else sold their RV for, even though it's never the same RV and sometimes not even the same class of RV. Lately, I've had clients pricing their RVs above market because of all the news stories about the RV shortages, and that's fine, but eventually you're gonna have to bring the price in line with the market to get it sold. Before we talk about pricing the unit, I think it's prudent to talk about the condition of the RV. All systems should be in working order, and the unit should be deep cleaned. There are some buyers who are looking for a project and will lowball the seller if the RV has issues. It's been my experience to be upfront with buyers about any issues that an RV has. I'm also clear with my sellers that any known issues are going to come out in an inspection, so being proactive before the unit goes on the market is the best plan. One of the biggest issues with RVs are tires that are over 5 years old. Tires can look fresh for many years, but they rot from the inside, and no one wants a tire issue with an oversized vehicle. If needed, get the tires changed prior to selling your RV to take down one hurdle in the sales process. If you ask me to price your RV, I would go to the NADA website. NADA, or National Automobile Dealers Association, is where financing institutions go to put a value on RVs. The values on the NADA website are always changing, taking into effect supply, demand, and recent sales. If your buyer is getting a loan, the lending institution will not borrow more than the NADA value of your RV. Once you bring up the information for your specific unit, there will be three values. The first one is the suggested list price, and that's what your RV was suggested to sell for when it was new, which that's no consequence. The other two, there's a low retail and an average retail. Most RVs will be sold between these two values. RV lots will usually price units above the average retail and private sellers below. When I price RVs, I usually check to see what other similar units are available and ones that have recently sold. Okay, now that we've addressed condition and price, we need to talk about marketing. The more expensive the RV, the farther you are going to cast your net to attract a buyer. I work with a nationwide network of brokers, and we sell thousands of RVs a year, and our average buyer travels over 400 miles to buy an RV. We are successful because we take over 100 photos of the RV, create a video, and write a compelling advertisement, which we push out through the web to prospective buyers. The key is to get exposure for your advertisement on as many websites as possible. So there you have it. The three-legged stool of RV sales: condition, price, and marketing. When these three conditions line up, you will have the best chance of selling your RV. Oh, by the way, can you do me a favor and like and subscribe? I want to spread this information to more viewers, and the YouTube hamsters really get to work when I get reactions from viewers like you. Thanks, and remember, there's nothing sexier than a used RV salesman.